Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Outward Outdoors. This time it's going to look a little bit different. We've been up to some duck hunting here in Ohio, and tell you what, it's been pretty good end of the season. It's been a hell of a ride. I've enjoyed every minute of it.
The end of the season has definitely been the complete opposite of the beginning of the season.
That much we can say.
Yes, for sure. So, as Damon touched on, kind of closed out deer season there. Had a couple weeks, with the holidays and stuff. Happy holidays to everybody out there. And now we've got duck season. So, Damon, tell us a little bit about duck season in Ohio. You don't hear a lot of people say, hey, I want to go duck hunting in Ohio.
Yeah. No, it's not usually at the top of people's lists. Sometimes, especially in our area, we're in the south zone of Ohio, so we're not by Lake Erie. I mean, we have the Ohio River, but nonetheless, when you talk about duck hunting, for the majority of people, they're like, there's ducks even around here? Because at least from my aspect, when I first heard about it, I was like, Pap, is there even enough ducks to hunt? Is it worth it? So we're not in a major flyway by any means, so it changes the way you're going to hunt the ducks and how many ducks you're even going to get an opportunity at shooting at.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that was the biggest thing for me, this being my first year with the ducks. That was the biggest thing of you watch all the videos getting ready for it and stuff, and you see 50, 100 of them flying around, swarping in, and then we go out and it's you sit there for 4 hours and you don't even hear anything. So Ohio duck hunting has definitely been something that has been a challenge for us, I'd say.
Yeah.
But with the challenges have come some pretty awesome rewards.
Yeah, and I think even the worst day of duck hunting is still my favorite type of hunting because that thrill that possibly could happen where you just get 6 different groups come in 5 different intervals or 5-minute intervals of groups of 2 and groups of 3, and you just shoot a whole box of shells in 10 minutes, and you're like, holy crap. And just moments like that and the videos you see is a possibility here in Ohio, and that's what makes you want to keep coming back for more. And I mean, it's unlike anything else because you have to get up super early in the morning, way before any other type of hunting. You have to get out there, address the situation of the water, see if it's frozen. You might have to break up ice, set your decoys, get ready, make sure you're hitting. That's the key thing when it comes to duck hunting is eyes down, make sure you're hitting because them suckers can see.
Yes, they can. So how would you describe how we hunt ducks?
So the way we hunt ducks could be different than all of you hunt ducks because really it was just learning as we went. This is only my 4th year hunting ducks, and the knowledge that my grandfather has given me from the way he used to do it 20 plus years ago is what I was basing it off of, watching YouTube videos. So really the main thing that it comes down to is if you have the time, scouting. I can't stress it enough of how important scouting is. The day before, several days before, go out to a couple water holes or wherever you may be hunting and see where the ducks are at. And if they're roosting there, then you got a pretty good chance that they might be back there in the morning. So get a good game plan of how you want to enter, where you're going to park, and where you're going to set up. And then if there's snow out, like some of our hunts, we had snow. So we specifically went to the store and bought a plain white sheet, found out where we were going to hunt, got a little bit of brush banked up around us and just draped the white sheet over us, and literally it was just our head sitting there with our gun underneath, ready to pop up.
Laying in the snow, freezing.
So with that aspect with scouting, I would assume that it would be pretty much through and through almost anywhere you're going to go. Some places just have ducks.
Yeah, you could just go.
Constantly.
Yeah.
But for around here, it's definitely at the top of your list. And then the quantity of ducks is nowhere near like you're going to be in Arkansas or Mississippi where you're in a major flyway. When you're up here in Ohio, you might be from 7 o'clock until 7:15. You might got an opportunity at 5 different ducks, and that's it for the day. So it makes it quite interesting. The benefit that we have is when it gets super cold and everything freezes, you got to find places like we have ponds that have natural springs on it and just get little 20-foot pockets of water. And there's a couple of them. You find out where the ducks are at. Excuse me. And they're usually going to be there the next day.
If they're on the water the night before. It's not perfect science. We're dealing with an animal, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, if they're on the water the night before, there's a good chance you're going to get them to come in the next day.
And ducks are, man, they're the most unusual creatures that I've ever attempted to hunt because they have a pattern, but they don't have a pattern.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome because learning it together essentially is we're figuring it out, and
Yeah.
almost every time you hunt, even if you don't hear a duck, you're learning something of what we could have done differently or how can we change this. And like decoys is a huge thing. It's different here because we're not doing large amounts on dozens and dozens of decoys because we're hunting smaller pockets of water. So
Yeah.
it might only be one wobbler, feeding wobbler upside down, making some ripples with like a mojo swimming and just a regular jerk line.
Yeah.
You just put a couple out and then
I mean, I think this past Sunday when we went, we literally only used one wobbler. That was the only
one
decoy we
wobbler.
had. And then maybe the body of water that we hunted was the part that was unfrozen, thawed, not frozen, was open, was maybe 4 foot deep at the deepest spot,
Yep.
and maybe 15 feet across.
yeah.
And 10 feet the other way.
Yeah, it was
Like it was not you could have put
wasn't
20
big.
ducks on it and
No.
fit them there without breaking ice.
Exactly. So I would just stationed ourselves with the wobbler on the far end, and got him making sure that they know when they're up high they can see like the water's moving. And we had the trees were super tall where we were at, and it just like the trees came down to a funnel almost like a chute. So where we were set up in the far pocket, when the ducks were coming left to right, the way the wind were going, which I'll talk about here in a minute, the ducks just came in. By the time they made the decision to land, even if they did see us, they would have had no time to get away before we had a chance to shoot.
No,
And,
no.
We got the two that came in. The other one's
Hey, there it is.
That's how you
Let's
shoot
go,
them, Tex.
I knew there was one more.
We didn't want to leave Damon out.
That hunt was crazy. What a 3-man limit.
There was two ducks that tried to get away.
They were almost out of range and poof, drops one. I was like, man, we can shoot that far. Shot one, dropped them both, and there was 3 that came in. She got the one close, and we got the 2 far. And
Yep.
that was awesome. Man.
That was the best 1-2 of the year.
Woo!
Yeah.
But with the wind aspect, ducks typically always fly with the wind and land into the wind. So you can set yourself up accordingly. Like if you want if you have a crosswind, set yourself up so they're going to land left to right or right to left. And
Yep.
that typically does.
That
follow
typically
suit with
follows.
them.